Hey guys, this is from the shop. We're coming at you today from my mom's kitchen, and we're going to share with you some recipes that you can use at your 4th of July barbecue. Your 4th of July barbecue.
So what are we making today?
We're making Red Chili BBQ grilled chicken and grilled corn elote style.
Cool.
We just got here to Whole Foods to pick up everything we need.
Nice.
Okay, so we're gonna start off by getting some corn, some cilantro and green onions, and then we're gonna get some chicken legs. It's always good to like look around and not have too solid of an idea until you see what's fresh and what's seasonal. So I'm gonna get some heavy cream to make some whipped cream for the peaches that we found that we're gonna grill. So it'll be like a peach and cream thing. This is actually local cream, so that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna get some tortilla cheese for the grilled corn, and some Mexican cheese, similar-ish to like Parmesan. It's for crumbling and finishing most stuff. Queso fresco would also work. It's a much more like moist and fresh cheese, but we're gonna go with tortilla for this. Kind of want ice cream just to eat it. All right, guys, we're back. First things first, we're gonna start by seasoning the chicken. Alright guys, so we're gonna start by taking the chicken out of this package. We're gonna lay it out. We're gonna separate the legs from the thighs. You can actually buy them like that already if you want. And then we're gonna season them. Now that we got the chicken cut and laid out, we're gonna season it. So today we're gonna use salt, pepper, ground chipotle, and smoked paprika. So this is kind of like a dry marinade, if you want to call it. I prefer this method because it just has the best flavor of any of the methods I've tried. And I've done brining, I've done marinating. This is my favorite. The texture of the chicken doesn't change that much, and it really imparts the flavors that you're looking for. So I actually started using this method. I was talking with an old chef of mine named Tony, and we were talking about fried chicken. And before he batters it or puts it in buttermilk or anything like that, he always does a dry brine. Salt, pepper, I like to use herbs de Provence, and you just sprinkle it over the chicken, let it sit overnight preferably, and then after that you drop it into your buttermilk and then do whatever you do for fried chicken. I liked the flavor so much that I've started doing all my chicken this way. Okay, so we just got done cleaning up that chicken, and it's sitting aside marinating. So the next thing we're going to do is going to start the red chili barbecue sauce. So what you're going to need is some red chili. This is actually the red chili we use at the restaurant. We made it yesterday, according to this label date. But any red chili will do. Any red chili that you like. I got some apple cider vinegar, some red wine, some Worcestershire sauce, mustard powder, garlic cloves, an onion, and tomato paste. Super simple barbecue sauce. These are what you'll find in most barbecue sauce recipes, especially the brown sugar. Barbecue sauce has a lot of sugar. So we're going to break down this onion, we're going to chop up this garlic, and then we're going to get it cooking. Okay guys, so now that we have everything ready, we're going to start with the barbecue sauce. So first things first, you want to start your pot. Get it to like about a medium-high heat. So here we are. We're going to add a little bit of cooking oil to the pot. Not too much, just enough. We're going to start with the onions and garlic until they're about translucent and cooked. So let's start with that. So we're gonna add some salt and pepper right away. You always want to season at every layer while you're cooking, and that really helps, one, all the flavors kind of come together, and two, that's how you really season food. You don't want to season it all at the end. You want to season as you go and taste as you go. So all I did was add a little bit of salt and pepper in there, and we're going to keep this going until they get about translucent, start to get a little golden. You can see the colors changing, the nice brown is happening. We're going to add the tomato paste. You want to add this early because you really want to cook out kind of the canned flavor and really start to strengthen the tomato flavor by toasting it a little bit. You just kind of want to move it around. Once you kind of get it moved around, you don't really have to mess with it too much. Just stir it in a few minutes, make sure it's not burning. This should only take a couple minutes. Alright, so next we're going to go with the Worcestershire and mustard powder. That tomato paste is pretty much cooked as far as I want it. We're going to go just a little bit of mustard powder, say maybe like a tablespoon. And this is about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. Same kind of thing with the mustard powder. You kind of want to like just toast it and cook it a little bit so that those flavors really get heightened. And right here, we're going to go straight into our next step, which is apple cider vinegar, red wine. This is kind of the base of any basic barbecue sauce. So, about 2 cups of apple cider vinegar and about an equal part of red wine. And then you can kind of crank your heat to bring that up to a simmer. I'm gonna kind of let it simmer away and reduce by, I would say, at least by half. And then we're gonna add the red chili in it later. So here I'm also gonna add just a pinch more salt. And if you were to taste this now, all you would taste is the acidity of the barbecue sauce. But we're going to kind of cancel that out with the earthiness of the red chili and the sweetness of the brown sugar. But we'll get there in a few minutes. Alright guys, so now that that barbecue sauce is simmering away, while that's going on, I'm going to chop up some garnishes for our finished product later on. So right now I'm just going to chop up some green onions. Okay, so we got those all chopped up. Here's kind of like a pro tip. I've got a bowl of ice water, just some ice and water. If you throw these onions into this bowl, the really cold water will actually make the green in the onions pop a little bit brighter and kind of give it more of a crunch. A lot of times if you go to a restaurant and you see those like really nice thin green onion slices and they curl a little bit, that's because they're putting it in ice cold water. Okay guys, so the barbecue sauce has reduced by about half. Now it's time to add the red chili. So throw some of that in there. I would say that was about 3.5 cups. And again, we're going to bring it up and we're going to let it reduce. So while that barbecue sauce again is reducing, I'm going to start slicing some of these radishes. Again, this is just a garnish for later on when we get finished with this stuff. So I'm just going to trim off the radish parts while we wait for that red chili barbecue sauce, which by the way, that is the recipe that we use in the red chili barbecue sauce that we use at the restaurant, at the shop. So lately we've been putting some red chili barbecue pork ribs on the menu, and you're getting to see how we actually make that sauce. So these guys, cut the little tails off. I just like to slice them as thin as I can. This is much easier on a mandolin. And then with these, you just throw them in a bowl of water. It keeps them from browning until you're ready to use them. Alright guys, so the red chili barbecue sauce has been going for a little bit. As you can see from this line up here, it's reduced a little. And now it's time to add the sugar. I tasted it, I'll taste it again just to see where the salt content is at. I think the salt is good, so we're just going to add the sugar. So I think we'll start with there. Kind of mix it in to get it all dissolved. And again, we're just going to let it hang out and cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll taste it, we'll see what the consistency is like, and we'll adjust it if we need to at that point. So while that's continuously going, I've got a pot of water here that I'm bringing up to a boil. I'm going to add salt to it because we're going to actually blanch the corn before we grill it. So this will actually be cooking the corn, and when we grill it, we're kind of reheating and just getting a char on it for the flavor and for the nice grill smoky flavor. So we'll let that come up, and while we wait for that, we'll peel this corn. Alright, so since we still got a few minutes for that barbecue sauce to go, I'm just going to cut these peaches. We actually, this wasn't in the plan until we went to Whole Foods and we just saw them and they looked really nice. So I decided that we're going to eat some grilled peaches tonight as well. So all I'm doing is going to cut them in half, remove the core, and go from there. Okay. Alright guys, so this red chili barbecue is finished. It's been going for a while. I added that sugar at the end there. And it's right about where I want it. So I got it off the heat, then I'm going to blend it and puree it in the blender. Word to the wise, you should let this cool before you put it in the blender, but I'm not going to. Alright, so this is about ready. I'm going to get it into a bowl or something that I can easily apply it to the chicken. Let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, that's good to go. Alright guys, so we're almost ready to grill this chicken, but before I throw it on there, I'm going to throw my first layer of barbecue sauce over each piece. You don't want to really layer it on too thick because we're going to add more as we grill. This is just the very first kind of coating. So we'll put it on one side, then we'll give it a flip. And hit the other side. Alright guys, we're ready to throw this chicken on the grill here. And we're going to start by putting obviously one side down. So we'll get going here. And then after about 3 or 4 minutes, once we got a nice char going, we'll go ahead and flip it, and we'll add more barbecue sauce to the side that's been charred already, and then we'll just continue with that. We'll flip, we'll add more barbecue sauce, we'll flip, we'll add more barbecue sauce, and doing it that way we'll get a nice caramelization, a nice crunchy layer of that barbecue sauce, and then we'll finish it with more sauce at the very end. Alright, so I got the chicken on there, it's still on its first layer. I'm just going to throw a little bit of oil on this corn here that we had already previously blanched. A little bit of salt. We're going to get this on here to start grilling as well. Alright, so this chicken's ready for its first flip. So we'll go ahead and flip. That's the color you want to see, that nice char there. So we'll go ahead and flip all these guys. That one probably could have gone a little bit longer. And on this layer, we're going to add another layer of the barbecue sauce. And this is how we're going to build those really real barbecue flavors. But that char is looking real nice. We're going to add a little bit more. This is about the third turn. So after this, probably going to call it done. Alright guys, now we're ready to finish this stuff off. Okay, so we're going to start with the corn. I'm just going to take a little room temperature butter and rub it over the outsides of this corn here. Alright, we're going to hit it with some mayo. Then comes the cotija, some green onion, some cilantro, and some of that chipotle. Now for the chicken, super easy. What you're going to do is hit it with some more of these green onions, some chopped pecans, just for a little extra crunch. And with these radishes, just gonna put them, nicely place them. Boom, there you go. Alright guys, that does it. We finished everything off here. One thing we didn't touch on really was the peaches. All I did was cut them in half, throw them on the grill for a couple minutes, finished them off with some honey and a little bit of sugar on top. Super simple. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys have a safe and fun 4th of July weekend. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You got any questions about cooking, not just what you saw today, hit the comment section. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you in the next one, and we'll see you at the shop.